Hello everyone, welcome to Project 981. Now it's been a few weeks since my last video, so I thought a little project update was in order on this lovely sunny September day. 4 things to talk about. The first is puddle lights, the second is wind deflectors, the third is steering feel, and the fourth, a little disappointingly, is brake fluid. Let's make a start. So here we are in the footwell, passenger footwell, and I did an earlier video about adding some lights to the footwell. You can just see the one up there, which was not part of my original spec, but was easily added. And those have worked really well, and I quite like them. So what I've decided to do is go back to Rocket Wires and get their kit to add puddle lights. So here we are. If you don't get the extended lighting pack on your Boxster, this little plastic thing here is merely a reflector, but it could be a light with a downward facing illumination as well, and that's what I intend to add. So the job will entail removing the door card, which is to say everything that you see there, replacing the reflector with a bulb and adding some extra wiring loom, and then recoding the door controller to tell the door controller there is a light to be turned on when the door opens. Let's have a quick look at that kit. Here it is. It's pretty straightforward. In fact, the kit is actually just the 2 wires with their specific plugs and various finished ends of earth and live. I then bought 2 OEM puddle lights. So here's one. And what I've also done is chosen to replace the standard filament bulb with an LED bulb equivalent, which goes in there. So that will then replace, you can see where that goes, the reflector, and would then illuminate the ground underneath it. So the job is to take the door card off, that plugs into the back of there, and then we have to wire that into one of the available sockets in the loom on the inside of the door, hence taking the door card off, and then we have to code it up. And if you've watched my free Porsche lunch video, you'll know that there's some options we can code. We need to code up the door controller, as I said a moment ago, to enable those lights to come on, to tell the car to illuminate, power up that circuit. So that's a job for the coming weeks this autumn. This is the standard OEM wind deflector, and it does a good job of deflecting wind. Perfectly good, nothing to worry about, and it's accompanied by the 2 mesh inserts in the headrests. But it does slightly curtail visibility, and there are some aftermarket options available which can improve visibility. And funnily enough, I've got one. And here it is. It's Perspex. It's got a light tint to it. It's got a really nice finish to it. Machined top edge, fits in really well. No rattles or wobbles. And I think it looks perfect with my satin black GTS theme. Does the job really well, so I'm really pleased with that. Probably see a nice big reflection of me in my camera there, but yeah, that's a good one, that, and relatively modestly priced. There are some very expensive glass versions available from a supplier in Germany, but this is from a UK supplier. Details in the description, but that was a nice quick win, and when you look through the rearview mirror, very pleasing to the eye. So, steering feel. And my last video, I'd been to visit PIWIS. We'd plugged in the PIWIS, we'd found the steering module, we found the GT3 map for the power steering, code enabled that. And in the second half of that video, I gave some initial impressions of what it was like to drive. Definitely more weight, i.e. less resistance, more input from the driver required through longer corners, plus I think reduced damping and a sort of sense of self-centering and jiggling. I've driven the car some more. My instinct is that that extra input required on the loaded up axle in faster corners doesn't feel quite right to me. I've also discovered there's a GT3 RS map possibly available in the ECU, in the mapping for this car, 2015 model. Some of the early ones don't seem to have it, so it could be age dependent. We're going to go back to Pi Performance at some point this autumn, plug in the PIWIS again, see if the GT3 RS map is available, and then have a go with that. Now the theory is because the RS, it's a 911, but it's an RS, has bigger, stickier front tyres, it requires more assistance from the EPS, less input from the driver. So in applying the RS map, we should get back a little bit of the extra support, the assistance through the wheel on the longer corners, but still maintain that reduced damping and self-centering effect. That's the theory. I've got to find out if the RS map is indeed in this car, and we can code enable it and then see what it's like to drive, but that's to come. And finally, let's talk about brake fluid. Here we are under the frunk, and I was due to go and do some driving and filming last week, and I got the dreaded brake fluid alert on the dashboard, and I found that, here we are under the bonnet reservoir, that there was a weep from this hose, and it had not only spat out a little bit of brake fluid into the, it's not going to focus it, into the base of this area here, but also had left a little puddle of brake fluid underneath the car. Now, this is a manual. I understood and said as much in the short that that was a breather pipe. I don't think it is. I think it's a return pipe to the clutch master cylinder. This being a manual has a clutch. Now that is the limit of my knowledge, and it's based on a couple of forum posts on Renlist. I need to book the car in for some specialist attention to see if that is indeed the case, and the bigger question is, why has it started leaking? This under here is my little bodge, but it's not a terribly efficient connection anyway, and it doesn't appear to be able to cope with, I don't know, I'm not sure what's happening. This is not a pressurized reservoir, and there's no clip on this as a result, but it does seem to weep. I've topped it up with some DOT 4, it's more or less at the max, so the alert has gone off on the dash. I can at least move the car around, and it hasn't dropped anything more on the floor of the garage, but it remains a mystery as to why it has happened. Following that hose down through the bulkhead doesn't really reveal much, so I'm none the wiser. So this is the point where I step away and let the professionals come in, and we'll see if we can resolve why that started leaking. So there we go, 4 little updates for you on the Boxster GTS 2, which are very definitely work in progress. Now if you know what that hose under the front does, why the brake fluid reservoir is connected to the clutch master cylinder, if it is indeed, do jump in the comments and let me know. It'd be useful to understand a little bit more about what's going on there. If you like the video, a like would be welcomed. If you fancy seeing more of this stuff, please subscribe to the channel. I've got a couple more videos coming up in the next few weeks, some hacks, hints and tips. Otherwise, as ever, thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you for the next one. Cheerio.